North Korea has been violating its citizens' human rights ever since the Korean War in 1953, where the Korean peninsula was split on the 38th parallel. But how does the Democratic Republic of Korea violate human rights? Well, one way North Korea does this is by arresting citizens without a validated reason. Another way that goes hand in hand with the first one is the prison camps located in North Korea. North Korea has 4 well-known prison camps. The people that are held in these camps are subjected to forced labor, food and medicine shortages, and dangerous work conditions, as well as sexual abuse, beatings, and torture by the guards. Up to 120,000 people are held in the prison camps. But how do they get there? If authorities suspect a citizen is participating in the involvement of unauthorized trading schemes, or anything against the law for that matter, that citizen can be put in the prison camps without hesitation. And the worst part about it is that many people serving in the camps have not been convicted of a crime. Citizens can be detained and thrown into one of the horrifying camps if they are related to someone who has been deemed by authorities as threatening to the state. These are major violations of Articles 5 and 9 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, to say the least. But we can't just sit around complaining and expect the situation to solve itself, right? So we have to take action in order to fix the problem. But how? How can we solve this problem that has been going on for almost 70 years now? Well, I have a couple of suggestions. Suggestion 1. Put sanctions or tariffs on North Korea until they solve the problem. At first, this seems like a pretty good plan, right? Instead of getting involved directly, just put North Korea under pressure until it fixes the problem itself, right? Wrong. Putting the country under pressure like that would just instigate North Korea to cause more harm, whether to itself or to cause a fight with another country. Suggestion 2. Instead of communicating with North Korea directly, we should ask one of its great friends to guide North Korea in the right direction. And who would that be? China, of course. Genius plan, right? One communist country giving advice to another communist country? But there are also problems with this suggestion. We can't be sure that China will be willing to cooperate in shaping one of its greatest allies against its will. Even if China was willing to cooperate, there's no guarantee that North Korea will. Suggestion 3. This isn't very realistic, but bear with me. If all else fails, we could start a war with North Korea and force them to stop violating its citizens' human rights. Once again, this is about the most unrealistic way of dealing with the situation, and I highly doubt that any officials would even consider this suggestion. Forcing North Korea into warfare would be the worst option. No matter who wins, the Korean peninsula would be devastated. If North Korea won, they would be highly alert, wouldn't trust the US again, and the human rights problem would be worse than it is now. If the US won, the North Korean people would be terrified at the thought of their great leader stepping down from power. So if none of these suggestions work, what will? Well, I have one more suggestion. The only way that North Korea can improve its human rights situation is to improve its relationship with other countries, such as the US, Japan, and South Korea. But what does that have to do with anything? Well, history suggests that North Korean human rights issues have not been as severe during times when North Korea and South Korea have had a relatively good relationship. So if North Korea has a good relationship with other countries, then the issues will more or less take care of themselves. But there's one roadblock. But this is a different roadblock than the ones previously discussed. This is one that can be solved. When the Korean War ended, it ended with an armistice. With the Korean War not officially over, this causes high tension on the Korean peninsula. I believe that if they were remove the armistice and replace it with peace treaty, officially ending the war, North Korea and South Korea will build their relationship and gain each other's trust again. Although this plan would require help from the UN, North Korea should play the lead role of it in order to take it at their own pace. In short, solving the human rights issues in North Korea may be directly tied to the cooperation and unification of the entire Korean peninsula, both North and South.